Is there a right way for actors to create their own work? Is it writing their own play? Is it creating a web series? Is it maybe writing a film? Uh, Perhaps all of the above. Like in your experience, what do you think are some of the best ways that actors can create their own
Well,
work?
today you don't need to be in Hollywood or New York to make work. Today you don't have to just be reliant on agents and managers and casting peoples and producers, etc., to say you may do your work. It's you can do it living in Kansas City or Massapequa on the island in New York. The tools that are available to you today are remarkable and incredibly cheap. So if you can do those things, if you can write your own screenplay or your own teleplay or your own pilot, if you're able to write. If you're not really gifted at that, who do you know is? Who have you searched out, which is really gifted? How can you get together? So in a way, it's like before any of us were born, actors, star actors in the theater were actor managers. So when Eleanor Duse starred in a play and took it on tour across the United States, and she did, she wasn't just an actress in it. She was the boss. She raised the money. She hired the actors. She fired the actors. She booked the venues they were going to play. And then we shifted into the
Wow.
50s to the star system where actors were appendages of these companies that ruled them. But now we can go back to more self-reliance. So if you can't do the specific things necessary in addition to your acting, then you can certainly bring people into it out of your community, out of the school you went to, out of the neighborhood playhouse in your area. There are gifted people all over and amalgamate with them and create it. So then you can make a filmed experience like a short or pilot for a series or even a whole series. Today you can make a 6 episode television series that looks as good as something that's on a broadcast network for way under $100,000. Now that might sound like a lot
Wow.
of money, but it really isn't. If you want to get it done, you usually can find ways to raise that kind of money. And if you can't raise that kind of money, you can raise less and still get it done. And today there's remarkable software available that I think you're aware of them. There's a program called the Unreal Engine that Epic Games makes. And this Unreal Engine allows you to basically create any environment in the universe, let alone the world, and make it look like you're there, and make it look like you're in the middle of Paris by the Eiffel Tower. So there's no limit to what imagination you can create if you make yourself conversant with the software that's available. And then the ability to distribute today is endless. I mean, for example, if you're a kid who's decided I'm going to make 6 episodes of a television series, you can start building community around that show. Let people know you're doing it. Let them even watch the shooting, watch the script changes, be involved in see what is going on with the casting process, then see what's going on with production. You can communicate with them back and forth and engage them. And as you do that engagement, those numbers will grow. So by the time you're ready to push the button, whether it's on YouTube or your own web page or Spotify or all of the above, you will already have built a community of people. So if that community of people is allowed an exclusive look for a day or two or a week for a reasonable price, many of them will say yes. So if an episode, for the sake of argument, costs 12,000 to make, and you follow the prescription I just laid out, and you charge for one week of advanced watching of say $20, and you have 100,000 people see it, you'd be making what? $2 million. Would that be the gross of that? Am I right in my math?
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and then of course you can let it go further and further, and then what happens, which is the amazing thing about the gifts that artists have today, is people will see it. People will see it at NBC. They'll see it at YouTube. They'll see it at Netflix, and you'll start getting phone calls. I mean, presuming it's really great, but we all set out to make something great. And if you have achieved that, you will start getting invitations to sell that series to that distributor or something else you may want to do. So this is like what's available today is brilliant in that you don't have to ask permission to do it.